Hey there, welcome to the College Investor Audio Show. We're so glad you're hanging out with us today. Let's take a look at this topic, how the Repayment Assistance Plan, or the RAP plan, which we've all heard about for months and months, actually is going to work. We're talking payments, eligibility, and forgiveness. We'll talk about it in just a minute, but just a quick reminder, anytime you see or hear a topic on the podcast, you can always find the article with it, dive deeper, get all the resources and links at thecollegeinvestor.com. Like, follow, share, all the things on social media. We're pretty much anywhere you are. Search for The College Investor. You'll find us. We'd love to connect with you. All right, let's take a look at this. So the number of federal student loan repayment plans is shrinking. We've been talking about it forever. Starting July 1st, 2026, new direct loan borrowers will only have access to two: the Tiered Standard Plan and the Repayment Assistance Plan, known as RAP. The Department of Education recently refreshed student aid for RAP, showing the repayment math and how the plan's interest subsidy and matching principal benefit actually work. So, here's a clear look at how RAP calculates your payment, who can use it, and the details that catch borrowers off guard, especially married couples and anybody with Parent Plus debt. First of all, who is eligible for this plan? If any federal student loan, including a direct consolidation loan, is first disbursed on or after July 1st of 26, your only repayment options are RAP and the Tiered Standard Plan. That applies to all of your direct loans, even ones first disbursed before July 1st of 26. RAP is open to direct subsidized loans, direct unsubsidized, Grad Plus loans, and direct consolidation loans that do not include a Parent Plus loan. RAP is not available for Parent Plus loans, direct consolidation loans that include a Parent Plus loan, double consolidation loans that include a consolidation load containing a, you guessed it, Parent Plus loan. If you hold a mix of eligible and ineligible loans, the Parent Plus linked debt can be kept on the Tiered Standard Plan separately from your RAP-eligible loans. FFEL, Perkins, and HEAL program loans cannot be repaid under RAP or the Tiered Standard Plan at all. Those actually stay on their existing plans. Here's how your monthly payment is going to be calculated, too. Your RAP payment starts with your adjusted gross income, or your AGI, and then the department applies a percentage based on your AGI bracket, divides by 12 to get a monthly amount, and then subtracts $50 for each dependent you claim on your tax return. The minimum payment is $10. RAP payments are broken down very neatly for you inside this article at thecollegeinvestor.com. Let's just do a quick kind of a snapshot of an example here. So let's say a single borrower earning $55K with no dependents would pay about $229 per month, which is $55,000 times 5%, which is the tier, divided by 12. You can see all the percentages. Again, it's at thecollegeinvestor.com. But anyway, a borrower earning $75,000 with two dependents would pay roughly $337 per month because they're in the 7% bracket. So $75,000 times 7% divided by 12 equals $437.50 minus $100 for the two dependents. You can run your exact numbers through the College Investor's RAP calculator. Such amazing tools we have for you right inside this article. To enroll, by the way, you just go to studentaid.gov and you'll authorize the department to pull your income and dependent data, from the IRS. Or you'll just submit the documentation yourself. Your payment recertifies annually based on updated numbers. Interest subsidy and matching principal payment. Let's talk about this for a second. Two features give RAP an advantage over IBR for some people. Let's talk about the interest subsidy. If your full on-time payment does not cover the interest that accrued since your last due date, it's waived by the department. If you make every monthly payment on time, your balance should never exceed what you owed when you first entered RAP. I hope that makes sense. Now, the matching principal payment. When your full on-time payment reduces your principal by less than $50, the Secretary of Education adds a matching contribution to bring the principal reduction up to $50, or the total you paid if less than $50. Make a $10 payment, If that's your minimum payment, your principal reduces by $10. Here's the catch. Paying more than your required monthly payment can reduce or eliminate both benefits. Any amount above the bill goes to accrued interest first, and then it goes to principal, which can reduce or eliminate the subsidy and a matching payment for that month. The bottom line here, if you're on the WRAP plan, it's likely actually not in your best interest to make additional payments. Use additional money to start investing. If your goal is loan repayment, consider a fully amortized repayment plan, like the standard repayment plan. 10 years, pay it off, or less, preferably less. Let's talk about married borrowers too. Here's how spousal income works with this. Married borrowers have to pay attention to how filing status shapes the payment. Joint filers, both spouses, have federal student loans. The calculation uses combined AGI, but the payment is reduced to reflect the spouse's own federal loan balance. The monthly payment burden gets shared across both borrowers. So, for example, let's take a couple who makes $120K combined with 2 kids. You both have equal loans of $30,000 each. Your combined monthly student loan payment would be $900 per month, or like $450 each. Let's talk about joint filers too. Only one spouse has federal loans. Combined AGI still drives the payment, and there's no spousal loan reduction to soften it. This scenario tends to produce the highest WRAP payment for a married borrower. So, in the situation above, $120K combined AGI with 2 kids, but the monthly payment's still $900 for just the single borrower. Separate filers, only your income and the dependents that you claim on your own tax return count. Filing separately can sharply lower a WRAP payment when the non-borrower spouse earns more, but can only cost you at tax time by disqualifying you from credits and deductions, including the student loan interest deduction. So run both of the scenarios before you pick which one you want to do. Here's what to know about switching plans. Existing borrowers with WRAP-eligible loans can opt in once WRAP goes live. Payments already made under IBR, PAYE, ICR, or SAVE generally do actually count toward WRAP's 360 payment discharge threshold, so borrowers don't start from scratch. However, given that WRAP is a 30-year timeframe versus IBR at 20 or 25, it might actually make more sense to choose IBR moving forward. There's a link where you can find the WRAP versus IBR decision tree. You can follow along and see what's best for you. You guessed it, inside this article at thecollegeinvestor.com. It's important to note here, a borrower can switch from WRAP to IBR if they're an existing borrower with IBR access. But WRAP months do not count toward IBR's 20 or 25-year forgiveness clock. PSLF, loan forgiveness, and taxes. Payments under WRAP generally count toward Public Service Loan Forgiveness, PSLF. Now, that's provided they're made on time and in full. For WRAP's own time-based loan forgiveness, any remaining balance is forgiven after 360 on-time full payments over at least 30 calendar years. However, you may owe federal and state income tax on the discharged amount. This is called the student loan tax bomb, and you should plan accordingly. Check out the College Investor's Tax Bomb Calculator if you want to find out more about it. FAQs. Real fast, we'll just do a couple of these and then wrap up. So, does my interest capitalize if I leave WRAP for another repayment plan? Well, the DOE has not yet published definitive guidance on capitalization treatment when a borrower leaves WRAP. Under the 2023 rule, most plan change capitalization events were eliminated for federal student loans, which suggests unpaid interest would remain as interest rather than being rolled into principal when switching plans. We'll update this answer once the department confirms the rule for WRAP specifically. Do I need to consolidate my loans to enroll in this thing? You sure do not. Direct subsidized, direct unsubsidized, graduate plus loans, direct consolidation loans that, of course, don't include parent plus debt are all eligible for WRAP on their own. Consolidation is not really necessary, except just as a pathway to get out of student loan default, of course. What happens to my interest subsidy during deferment or forbearance? Great question. We get asked a lot. The interest subsidy only applies to months in which you receive a RAP bill and make a full on-time payment. Interest that accrues during deferment or forbearance, or any period when your loan isn't in an active repayment status, is not subsidized. Those months also don't count toward forgiveness. What happens if I miss a payment or I pay less than the billed amount? A missed or partial payment costs you the interest subsidy and matching principal benefit for that month. That month also doesn't count toward your 360 payment threshold or even toward public service loan forgiveness. Standard delinquency and default rules still apply on top of those missed benefits. Can I pay extra without losing? Well, the subsidy, be careful here. Any amount you pay above the billed monthly payment gets applied first to accrued interest, then to principal, and that can reduce or eliminate both the interest subsidy and the $50 matching principal payment for that month. If you can afford paying more, do the standard plan. Don't even think about RAP. That's just a quick tip there. Can I switch between RAP and the tiered standard plan? You absolutely can. If your goal is to pay off all of your debt and be debt-free, which should be everybody's goal. But anyway, borrowers with RAP-eligible loans can generally elect either plan and switch between them, though the Department of Education typically requires all of your direct loans to be on the same plan. Of course, with the Parent Plus loan exception we've talked about today. What if my income changes mid-year? RAP payments are recalculated annually based on updated income and dependent information. If your income drops mid-year, job loss, reduced hours, things like that, you can recertify early so your payment adjusts without waiting for the next annual cycle. If your income goes up, congratulations, use that to your advantage, as you're not going to see your payments rise until your next annual cycle. In that case, reevaluate. You might need to go ahead and switch to the standard plan so you can pay off your debt quicker. That's always the goal. You don't want to be in this for 30 years. So you should always want to make more money. Anyway, I know it sounds weird, but some people want to stick with lower income so they pay less on their loans, but they make less. But I digress. Make more, pay more, be free. These plans are here in case you absolutely need it. If you don't need it, don't use it. That's kind of the bottom line with these things. If you want to find out more and dive deeper onto this subject, we love to help you because I know it's confusing, but we are so up to date and we are here for you, humans, not AI. Follow, like, and subscribe and all the things on social media. Search, look for us. You'll find us. The College Investor. All you got to type in, and we'd love to help you along. Make sure that you're on the right plan for you and your family. All right, thanks so much for stopping by today, and we'll talk to you again real soon.